Alrighty then. Shall we? Yeah, let's. Hello folks, calls 9 o'clock UK time, Sunday night. It can mean only one thing. It is time for the Sunday Nighter with me, your host, Mel the Knackered Terrain Tutor. Been a long weekend. The boy is already asleep. That's because he's been adventure training up at the up at Capel Currig, Bettiscoed. Yeah, up in the Welsh Mountains with the Army Cadet Force. So he came in, he was awake for about 15 minutes, and then he died. He's left all his kit. There's Bergens and day sacks all over the living room, so I guess I'm sorting that out after the show. The girl has retreated upstairs so she can stay awake for as long as possible. Yeah? So, it's me and thee. Right, I need to open the Google Doc. I need to get some the chat up. Right, let's open the Google Doc. Now remember guys, this is a question and answer show. If you've got any questions you need answering, yeah, there is a Google Doc. The link is down below. Get your question in there, and once it builds up a few, we'll get stuck into those and I'll get those answered for you. The best I can, you know what I mean? Right, I see Kat in. Everyone's chatting. We've got quite a few watching. Hello. Look a little bit low, don't I? That's the kids messing around. Oh, so stretch. Have you had a good weekend? I've got to say I've had a good weekend. I've been potting around with more battle systems stuff. Might even do some more stuff in a min. Yeah, I've been saying 4-star Gavin, Norman, Will, Jimmy, Duncan, Arthur, Tam, Gannon, Billy Red. God, there's loads of you. Fred, Sander. I think I've got everyone. Different gear. I think I've got everyone. That'll do. Oh my word, Mal. Has it been another week? I know. I know. What you call it? The weeks are going far too quickly. Aren't they?
They are.
They're flying by.
Kids are off next week.
Yeah, Kerry's got one last week at work, and then the children are off, and so she's off for the summer. Yeah, Kerry's taking the summer off so I can spend the time finishing the book and make sure the book's finished. Yeah. Hello, Ian saying hello from South Africa. Hello, buddy. Rogue's made it. Nice one. Only silly question is the one not asked. Yes, that's very true. If you've got a question, ask it. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Unless you're asking it to be stupid. You know what I mean? Where you ask one of those awkward questions which you already know the answer to, but you want them to answer it. Which pretty much sums up British politics at the moment. And I know we don't do politics on the show, and I'm not going to do it, but my God. Oh. And people wonder why I ran away from the real world to become a YouTuber and do my hobby in a little studio on my own. Kez, you're the hero behind the hero. Don't tell her that. Right. Just ignore my scribbles for a second. Yeah, how are we doing on the questions? Right, the normal thing is I like at least about 5 or 6 questions before I get started. I've got 2 so far. Yeah, new names as well. Although one person hasn't had... I need more questions. Right. Mel, are you going to the event Blackjack Legacy and Luke APS are doing? Which event is that? The only events I'm up for is next weekend I'm at the Warlord Open Day. That's the only events I'm booked in on. No worse than the world's gone crazy. The world's gone absolutely crazy. Van done. Yeah. So no, I'm not aware of that event. I'm assuming it'll be ChillCon. Because I know Luke's at ChillCon. I don't know about Blackjack Legacy, but I know Luke was doing ChillCon because last year ChillCon was on the same day as the Warlord Open Day. You know what I mean? And I couldn't watch. I was already committed to Warlord. So I'm guessing I'm not at that one because I'm at the Warlord Open Day next weekend. Your questions are coming in. We got 3. Still doing things by hand, but I scrounged a few parts to build another hotwire course. Nice! I keep looking at Gaslands, you know. It's a wargaming one. It's doing terrain building weekend. People can sign up for. Ah, right. I'm assuming it'll be ChillCon then. ChillCon's, from what I've heard, it's a great show. It's run by Spud and Steve Jon Snow, I think it is. What do you call it? A couple of others. Elsa Nation, I think, is part of the ChillCon team. It's been a while since I've caught up with them, but they're all good guys. And ChillCon is a good event. And Luke does good. Luke does good stuff. So I mean, I'm sure it'll be a cracking weekend. It's doing a build with me tutorial at the Tabletop Legacy weekend. I don't know what the Tabletop Legacy Weekender is. Like I say, the only event I'm booked in for is the Warlord Open Day next weekend. Let me just do these. And I'll put these up for a second. I'm still sort of chipping through the old signatures. I'm getting quite a few. Bovington was good. Had no idea 20mm was so popular. Right, I didn't know. I didn't know they did much of 20mm. Right, only 3 questions as yet. I'm going to have to carry on signing at this rate. You know the rule, guys. If I run out of questions, it will end early. So, other than that, I've mainly been working on the book this week. Now, you've been seeing rock videos coming out. There is another one coming out on Tuesday. That's already up on Patreon. If you're on Patreon, you want to have a quick, a quick jump onto that. Freddie on Twitch is saying 20mm is popular because it's cheap, but not as fiddly as 15mm. I've never done any 20mm, to be truthful. Gary. It's been a long time. The only sort of 15mm I do is I play a little bit of Tanks with the kids. Tanks being the sort of intro game for Gale Force 9's Flames of War. Tam's saying 20mm is fairly popular for World War II modern and post-apoc. I can imagine it would be, to be truthful. Yeah, 20mm is one of those that the models are cheap to buy, but you've still got a decent, you know what I mean, decent sort of size model. And I know bolt action scales down, and a lot of the historical war games, a lot of them come from that 20mm sort of world and the 15mm. Team Yankee's one of the Flames of War derivatives, isn't it? Right, I'm going to say a few more. I was looking for just a minute ago. I play World of Tanks. Do you know what? That's what got me into Tanks, playing World of Tanks. Because there was a lot of times when I was looking at the maps and thinking, this would be a great map for a war game. See, I quite like nicking maps from from online games, especially games like World of Tanks, because there's a lot of investment into making sure the map's balanced. If you know what I mean. Yeah. Depending on which side you play on. And so they're a good way of getting nice balanced big feature modular boards. I worked it out once, and even one of the small maps in World of Tank at 15mm scale worked out needing to be something like 10 meters large. So it was like, nah, can't do that. Unfortunately. You've gone through 3 ways of painting rock faces. Have you used, and what are your thoughts on using natural materials without painting? Well, you mean just basic rock? Technically, yeah. There's no reason why you can't just get rocks and stick them on. Yeah, the problem comes when you start to seal them. If you seal them with watered down PVA, that can darken them. But also when you're base coating and you're working around the rocks, because you'll end up with getting paint on them. And sometimes that blending that in can be a problem. The reason why I always paint my rocks, even if I use real rocks and they've got a beautiful texture on them, is because if I paint them, then I can standardize them going through the set and in the future when I'm adding to the set. The issue with using normal rocks is, well, okay, let's say you get a load of really nice rocks while you're on holiday or something. What are your chances of getting those rocks again if you want to expand the set? If you can't, you've either got to go for rocks that are a different style, a different colour, different geology, or you've got to attempt to replicate the rocks you first got, yeah, either out of foam and painting them up. So I quite like the idea of, if I stick to a standardised painting scheme when I do my rocks, no matter what it is, then I'm never going to struggle moving forward. Nottingham Boards and War Games Club. Hello, buddy. Nottingham Board and War Games Club. Are you all the ex-GW staff? Right. I got a question about other... got mine on a seller called War Painter. Lee at War Painter is brilliant. Yeah, I highly shout out and recommend Lee at warpainter.net for whatever you're doing. Whether you're buying tufts and scenic materials off eBay, or whether you're buying a flock box off him. If you're buying a flock box, get the Terrain Makers version. It's brilliant because I helped design it with him. Basically, he sent me a flock box and I went, this is no good for terrain making. And he went, well, oh, okay. I went, it needs this, 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 and this. And then he sent me a picture. What, like this? And I was like, yeah, that's it, man. So he sent me one up and it's brilliant. It's got an A4 sheet on it, metal sheet on it, so you can do like A4 sheets of tufts in one go. Plus, yeah, I got him to put, external leads in. So you can take the flock box, connect the leads, attach it to a sieve and a probe, and use it as a base generator for generating a negative ion charge for static grass in your boards and stuff like that. Nottingham's, you're only a stone throw away from me. Only a stone throw away from me. I'll be there next weekend. A few of us are, although you cannot throw a stick in Nottingham without hitting ex-GW staff. I know, it's the lead belt. You know what I mean? It's good. You know, I'm not GW bashing. I think they're a massive benefit to the hobby, because you have no idea how many companies are run by ex-GW staff having learnt their skills at GW. Yeah, so the glorious golden age of wargaming we're living in at the moment, it's down to GW guys in the main, so I don't like to bash them. Right, I'm gonna sign a couple more sheets and then we're gonna jump on some questions. I think this pen's starting to run out. It's only done about 1,000 stickers. Yeah, if you look, it's starting to fade at the start. See what I mean? So I think, should we have a look what's in it? If we can pop it open. No, it's sealed, isn't it? Right, that'll have to go in Sharpie recycling. Sharpie does its own recycling. We have a tub at the studios, yeah, where you can throw various art materials in, and the various art companies recycle them, and Sharpies recycle their own pens. But Mel being Mel, I've got a pack of 12. We begin with a new pen. Right. Let me put these stickers up. And then, what do you call it? We will jump into the questions. Oh, I don't have a brew. Is the book getting any closer? Yeah, I'm about halfway through it now. I reckon I should have it finished for the end of August, which is roughly right for our scheduling and all that sort of stuff. I think roughly I'm a week behind schedule because I had some faffing about and there were a couple of pieces I wanted to redo, and getting into the flow of building stuff to take photos. It's different to what you call it, building stuff for video, and then you're sort of making the notes. So it took me a little while to get into the flow, but it's going well. My desk is full of hills at the moment. I mean, yeah, we're expecting delivery in February, yeah, for backers. If you want to jump onto that, yeah, and get your book in February, yeah, there's a link down below where you can pre-order it and get on that first print run and have your book shipped out same time as we ship it out to all the backers, yeah. If you don't get on that, then you're probably looking, yeah, mid-April before you'll be able to get it through retail. What chapters are in the book? Oh, God. Off the top of my head. It's alright, what do you call it? There's that much book stuff going around in my head. Right. Obviously, you got the planning, then you got materials, then you got the practical section, then you've got bases, groundwork, grasswork, hills, bushes and shrubs, trees, ponds and rivers. Is that the vegetate? Hills, trees, yeah. Historical builds, fantasy builds, urban rubble and ruins and that sort of stuff. The reason why that bit's a little bit vague is I know where I want to include in the book. I just haven't quite settled how I want to work those chapters down yet, if you know what I mean. They're penciled in as to be included, but I'm not sure whether I'll split them over, do a couple of different pieces and split them over a couple of chapters, or whether I'll do a big piece and do a big chapter. My chapters range from 4 pages, which is sort of what we call a floater chapter, yeah, all the way up. I think the biggest so far, yeah, is the materials section. I think that's coming in at 22 pages at 16,000 words. So the chapters vary. So, I'm not sure they'll be in. I'm just not sure whether there'll be a couple of chapters or one big chapter to cover each of those. Model. It will have lots of terrain essentials. Yeah. What would you say the main differences and considerations are for taking still photos of scenery as opposed to video? Planning. Yeah. With video, you're recording as you're doing it, so it's very easy to include what you want to include and know when you want to show someone something. I had to redo a few pieces because I simply forgot to take a photo at a crucial stage. So you need to be a lot more structured with photos. You see, because it's all recorded, even if you forget to mention something, you can always go back on a video, yeah, and throw some text in. If you don't take a photo of that section in the build process, then there's no content for you to jump back to. See you later, Gav. Right. Let's get on to some questions. I've got 8 so far. Right. I haven't got a brew, though. 1 second. Kerry? Yes? Any chance of a brew? As far as the materials lists go, what depth would you go into? Oh, well, the materials is done, and the book comes from my normal sort of mentality of understanding the materials and understanding the techniques. You guys know I like to explain things and explain why things work the way they work. I'm a great believer in not just showing you the technique, but giving you the underpinning knowledge. And the materials section works on that. So when we talk about modelling compounds, we talk about chemicals. Not heavily, but enough so you understand them. And what are we drinking tonight, Mel? Coffee. Is the book on eBay? No, the book won't be out in retail until April. If you want to get it before April, you can get it with the backers. Links down below. Yeah, to pre-order it. I recently discovered your channel and it's inspired me to finally start making terrain after 18 years of wargaming. Nice one. Right, let's do some questions. Right, Rogue Sculpts, watching on YouTube. Oh, hey Mal, are you excited to be the star judge of Craft Off 2019? Could you tell us more about the contest? I'm a bit struggling here because, to be truthful, I don't know that much more about the contest, but I've agreed to do it. This was 3M, wasn't it? M3. You got me on this, wasn't it? M3, tell us about it, and I'll read it out. Why, thank you, my love. Checking the kids.
Willow, out to the bath now, dog. Come on, it's bedtime.
Oh, that's better. So yeah, I'm waiting for M3 to reply and tell us about the competition because, to be truthful, M3 hit me up, yeah, about judging it, and I was like, yeah, I'll do that. I'm gonna hit you with my whatchamacallit.
I'm gonna make you another brew. Come on then, I'll just eat it.
You're not having my last whatchamacallit bar. It's mine. The kids keep eyeing it up. This is my last whatchamacallit bar from Adepticon. I'm going to have to get some more. So yeah, M3 hit me up on this competition. And I had a quick check and it was like, yeah, I recognise a few of those guys. Yeah, I'll do that. But I don't know anything about it. M3 saying, so basically we're doing a terrain crafting contest. I gathered that. Bit of a given, dude. Yeah, Model Farm's asking me if I'm on Instagram. I am on Instagram, yeah, it is the Terrain Tutor. Any upcoming projects you want to talk about? Anything in particular you're excited about? To be truthful, there's no upcoming projects because I'm just working on the book. M3 saying, right, we have 6 rounds, 1 round each month. Oh, it's a knockout. Oh God, am I going to be eliminating people? Recoil control on that was rank, wasn't it? Mel, put the candy bars on Amazon wishlist and we can have them sent direct. No, I won't. The reason being is I checked it out and a single whatchamacallit bar is about £3. Yeah, that's about $5 for a single bar on Amazon. So no, I won't. I am not doing that. You know what I mean? I'm not going down that whatchamacallit. You ate the whole box? Yeah, I did. I can post a link to it. Yeah, post a link if YouTube will let you. If not, send me a link by email, mate, and I'll post it in future streams. He ate several boxes. I did. How was the camping? The glamping was brilliant. Yes, I was butt naked in the hot tub in the middle of the woods in the middle of the night. It's rather refreshing. Started raining and I didn't care. But no, it was good to get away. I did not get the work done on the book I wanted to because I was having too good of a time relaxing. I had Lee in the studio and Jason in the studio over the week. Lee came in to teach me colour grading for the photos. So the photos are looking a lot nicer. So yeah, everything is going. Oh, right. Next question. JV's asking. Okay, right, same question. Norman, Do you have your own recipe for a sculptor mold type substance? My go-to, yeah, for bulking loops is Artex and tissue. Yeah, basically I just get Artex, which is a ceiling stucco here in the UK. Yeah, and all I do is I've got a big roll of like blue tissue paper, blue like toweling, paper toweling that I use for cleaning my desk and stuff like that. And all I do is I just get it, I scrunch it up, yeah, into a roll, fold it over a couple of times, yeah, trim it a few times, and then just throw it in and give it a stir. Because it's only a substructure, I don't really need to worry, you know what I mean, about the actual look. If it was a texturing loop, then I'd use something else. Yeah, but generally I just throw tissue into Artex, and it works great. Absolutely great. It's lightweight, it's really durable, it's got the bulk you need. Alright. Right, so yeah, that is how I do my sort of sculptor mould. Right, next question. This is 4 of 9. Yeah, watching on YouTube. Bill? Okay. I have to apply black wash on my rough face. I sprayed it with a sealer because I didn't want the black wash to darken the paint job. Why do I get tide marks on smooth surfaces even if I pre-wet it? Tide marks on a... What you're using for your black wash? If you're getting tide marks on a surface, even if it's pre-wetted, yeah, that would suggest that you're using a very heavy pigment, mate. A very heavy pigment. Yipsnake saying, do you play Warhammer? Can we see some of your miniatures if you've painted them? I haven't got any miniatures to show here, but if you do a quick Google search for Corbania Prime, yeah, in the comments right now, yeah, you'll find my old Imperial Guard blog, and there's some Hero Quest stuff on there and some fantasy stuff, so you can go have a look there, mate. So yeah, if you're getting tide marks, even with a pre-wetted wash, my concern would be you're either using too dark of a wash, and it's got too much pigment in it, yeah, i.e. your pre-wetting surface is drying before your wash is drying, yeah, causing it to recess and then get the tide marks, which tends to suggest there's either too much wash in or too much heavy pigment in there, mate. Hey, Mark? Your recent rock videos use a lot of acrylics. Any upcoming rocks with oils? Funnily enough, yeah, later in the series. But there's a few things I've got to do first. Right, so that's that question nailed. I'm doing well tonight. Miniature Adventures is asking, how would you go about creating big rock formations, the kind that look look like natural arches? I'd cast rock faces and attach them to shaped foam with a contact adhesive or hot glue. You know, and you have to sort of like pad out the gaps in between and where it's a bit irregular. There are videos on this. Go and have a look in the Hills, Rocks and Cliffs playlist, and there's 2 videos on casting up rock faces, and there's another one on how to attach them and literally do exactly what you're saying. So if you go and have a look in the Hills, Rocks and Cliffs playlist, and you'll know the one I'm talking about because it's the thumbnail for it is all white plasticast rocks, but you'll see an arch. Yeah, so it's exactly what you're looking for, mate. I'm taking a break from working and just moving. Sounds like a plan. You just watch me, mate. Yeah, everyone's giving me prices for whatchamacallit bars. It's the shipping. Right, Billy Iowa. Will you be doing a video on painting rock faces made from tree bark? How about expanded foam? I don't use plaster for terrain. The techniques I'm showing will transfer across to any surface, mate. Yeah, they're just more and more suitable for some than the others. So I'm not going to go back and do all the techniques on different surfaces. Yeah, I don't need to, because as long as you can get paint on it, you can use these techniques. Yeah, it'll make a lot more sense once all the techniques are done, and then I do the intro video to the series where I'll have all the I'll have all the actual rock faces, and I'll be able to describe what techniques work best for what situations. But I can't do that video until I've finished the 8 rock painting videos. Right. So, question 7 of 9. Whoa. Big red tail. Mel, I need to do a few houses for my Peenemünde diorama for... What's that? Right, okay. Peenemünde is a municipality in the sea island of Usedom in the district Germany. Right, let's have a look at a map. Whereabouts is it? Ooh. So it's a little peninsula you're doing a diorama for. That's in the Baltic Sea. Okay, right, let's get back to the question. They need to be French, 1940s in 15mm. I would prefer if it's cheap. What should I get? Right, Foreground do good ones. I think Sarissa do good ones, but Knights of Dice do a good range of Normandy. Now they're French, 1940s, and I think they do them in 15mm, so they should translate across. So yeah, they're your options. Foreground, Sarissa, and Knights of Dice. Knights of Dice are in Australia. Yeah, so shipping might be expensive, or if you're in Australia, shipping might be incredibly cheap. Peenemünde was a V2 rocket development. Ah, right. So that's where they tested the rockets into the Baltic Sea. Well, that'd be a nice diorama. You know, with the... You know what I mean? The rocket chutes for the V2s. Right. The V1s were the ones that went straight up, weren't they? And then the V2s were the doodle bug. The ones with the wings and the little... The burst motor. Right. Yeah, so, yeah, I would check out those guys, mate. Nice diorama. Make sure that when you do it, you post some pics to the terrainiacs group, yeah? They shot V1 rockets. So were the V2s the vertical takeoff ones, then? Other way around. Right, so the V2s were the vertical takeoffs, and the V1s were the... V1 was the doodle bug. Right. Thanks, Tam. Right. Okay. Right. Question 8 of 9. Going to be a short show, guys. Jeremy, any advice on building terrain that works with, or at least looks good with, plastic purchased terrain? I've got some Sector Mechanicus kits to build a board for Kill Team, where I want to be able to do stuff of my own that doesn't look terrible and out of place when it goes together. This is called blending, okay? There's a section in my book on it. The reason why is because this is Any of you caught the Battle Zones video, Battle Systems video, that I put out yesterday will recognise this from it. Yeah, but this is some Battle Zones terrain, Battle Systems terrain. Yeah. Okay. And blending is the art of taking this and tying it in with another terrain set. And you do that, yeah, one by, basing it, and then using the base to tie it across, but also scratch building and adding parts to this at the same time as adding parts to the other sort of terrain set. So there's a common element across the two. So in the case of your GW stuff and your built stuff, what you need to do is integrate a little bit of the GW stuff into your built stuff and a little bit of your built stuff into your GW stuff. And then that will give it a common theme, and then they won't look out of place. Yeah, and your stuff won't look bad against it, okay? Because homemade terrain never looks bad. Right. So yeah, that's how I do it. In fact, that's how I recommended it, because I literally just finished writing that section. Oh, let me just move that. I've been playing around with a lot more of the Battle Systems terrain, to be perfectly honest. On the basis that me and Corby are using it for Legion. Right, I do need to check PayPal. I'm not sort of expecting, but I don't want to miss anyone. Make sure I'm not missing anyone, you know what I mean? When was that? Nothing to say, Brill. Well, not Brill, but you know what I mean. Right, okay. So remember, guys, if you've got any questions, get them into the Google Doc down below. I am on my last question so far. So whoever gets the next question in is going to get it answered. Right. Pete Carter is asking, going to be making a caulking mat. The drop sheets that most people use are really big. If I cut it down, how do you stop the cut edges fraying? Plus, is it worth getting one that has a plastic backing? They're about the same price. Pete, you couldn't have timed this question better. Next Thursday, this Thursday coming up, okay, on the live show, I'm actually putting a caulking, battle mat together. Now, yeah, the first... Hello, you.
Hey, Daddy.
You going to say hello?
Yeah, get this badge off, it's hurting me.
Is it? All right. No, now the first one I did with a normal backing sheet from B&Q. Yeah, without the plastic backing. And the caulking soaked through the material and stuck to my desk and knackered my desk. So I had to turn the board on my desk upside down. So I'm using the plastic back stuff. It's far better, plus you don't have to worry about the edges fraying if you cut it. So, yeah, go with the plastic back stuff for that.
Hey, Dad.
Yes, darling?
Normally, Roxy, Kitty Cat, will watch the stream, so if she says anything, can you just say that I said hi?
Am I really, like...
Yeah.
Am I like your social secretary now?
Yeah.
Really? For your mates, because they're watching the stream?
Yeah.
Professional YouTuber here. How many subscribers have I got? 123,000, is it? Silver play button. Sold thousands of books. Real professional. But I'm here to relay, your messages.
Yeah.
We're never going to change this channel. You know, I could end up with a gold play button with 1 million subscribers, yeah? And I'd still have you coming down going, Dad, can you tell me mates on your stream?
Dad, what happens when you're at 10 million? I come down like, hey, Dad.
Darling, I don't know if YouTube will still exist by the time... I mean, I don't think I'm probably not going to get to 1 million, to be truthful.
I'm going to take over your channel.
You could do that. Right, go on, you. Shift that butt.
I'll sort out your terrain.
You'll sort out my terrain.
I'm sure an Aussie model won't do much harm.
Oh. You made such a good point about taking time to do it and then saving so much time and frustration later. What? Talking about someone else. Right. Oh, questions are coming in. All right. Beetle with the lid off. Okay, what have you got for me, Beetle? What would you do to the fantasy battle system terrain to make it yours in terms of detail, foliage? I can't answer this. Can't answer this one, mate, because to answer that question, I would literally have to give you a section in the book. So no, I'm refusing to answer that question. You'll probably be seeing it on the channel soon, the answer anyway, because I'm going to be doing it with that stuff, but I'm not going to be explaining it. The vid explaining what I'm doing will come out once the book's released. I've got to be careful. Yeah, there's a good chance that, you know, I could give away all the secrets in the book and, you know, you'll all know them by the time the book comes out, and it'll spoil the surprise for you. So I'm skipping that question. Okay, JV's asking, what do I think of 3D printed terrain? Oh, this is a common one, isn't it? 3D printed terrain is perfectly fine. As far as I'm concerned, it's no different than casts or, you know, stuff that you buy from the shop. The only difference is you're shipping the manufacture point. No sneak peeks. Inherited YouTube channel. She'd love that. You got to get rid of me first.
Dad's fired. I manage this channel, so.
I think it's time for you to go, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I'll start talking about the boyfriend.
Na 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 na.
Is he watching?
Yeah.
Hi, Brandon. You've got a wonderful shade of red there. Willow, how red are you? I mean, what? Willow hiding from a camera. My God, you're normally trying to get in front of it, girl.
Oh God, I am.
Yeah, you're red. You're very red. I mean, you're going redder by the second, to be truthful.
Sort of
You see, folks, yeah, Willow is always trying to get on the stream, but we found a kryptonite, didn't we? We talk about a boyfriend.
Dad has been executed from this conversation.
I think you need executed from this living room and go to bed because it's a school day tomorrow, young lady. Oi.
I thought that was him.
Yeah, everyone's saying hello, Brandon. Right, I know you're on the last week of school, so you're doing nothing but watching films and partying hard.
Yeah, and we're all show up late.
No, you're not allowed to show up
Damn
late.
it, I thought I could trick you with that.
No. Yeah, school time still applies.
Oh, Dad, you know about that girly day? I was able to sneak in an extra friend.
That's okay. I'm going to be at the studio. I don't care.
Na 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 na.
Right, you come on. I've got stream due.
We need extra help when it's girls. Come on, I'm pretty sure 24-hour makeup can't fit all of us. We're going to need an extra man.
No, I'll be at the studio hiding until your mum tells me that they've all gone.
Amelia's staying.
Is that a tomato with a Willow voice? Yes, it is a tomato. Come on, bugger off. Love you, darling. You know the crack. Blood Angel's red ain't got nothing on Willow's. I am so glad we found her kryptonite. B&Q have thin XPS again. Do they? What colour? And is it that concrete black back stuff? Or is it good stuff? Let me know, Pete. Right, moving on. Question 12 of 14. William, how would you set DAS on expanded foam? Dead easy. All you've got to do is wet the foam first. Daz, because it's an air drying clay, as you're holding it, the surface dries and it loses its tackiness. So just wet whatever surface you want to apply to and then press it into the wet surface and it'll key in absolutely fine. Kids will be the death of us all. Oh yes. Yeah, Mozza. White XPS. Are you sure you're not talking about EPS? Expanded polystyrene. Not extruded polystyrene. Is it the bobbly stuff? Late in tonight? I know. So yeah, to work with Daz on foam, all you've got to do, or to work with Daz with MDF or something like that, just apply water to the surface. Daz will have struggle sticking to surfaces that aren't porous or absorbent. So metal, resin, plastic, yeah, because it can't soak in and grip. In that case, if it pops off, just glue it back on again with some super glue. 5mm EPS. Ooh, nice. No pink. Ooh, I'll go check that out. LBT is asking, what's the best method for making modular roads in 28mm? To be perfectly honest, I like cutting up vinyl tiles for this. The very best. Because they're set length and they have straight edges. You know, so as long as you're only doing right-hand corners or crossroads, T-junctions or straights, cutting vinyl tiles will always give you, you know, a very nice edge. No, what do you call it? EPS is expanded and XPS is extruded. So yeah, that's the best way of making modular roads. With them being vinyl tiles, you may need to stiffen them up a little. Yeah, but Daz can work very well as that, just dropping it in. Milliput, you can even put down things like cocktail sticks or barbecue skewers, then dress over them with a bit of filler to make the little humps at the side of the road to sort of define it. So yeah, that's the best way. With regards to actually making the roads themselves, yeah, what you want to do is go into the Let's Make playlist on the channel and you'll find Let's Make Roads and Paths. Or I think there's two videos, isn't there? One on country roads and there's one on urban roads and paths. But there's videos in the Let's Make playlist on actually how to do it. And I think they cover a couple of techniques, from putting grit down to using sandpaper for the texture and a few other things. So there is that option. Jimmy T. Hi Mal, started my Necromunda board this week. Do you have a good recipe for GW typhus corrosion? I will need a lot. No idea what it is. What's typhus corrosion? Oh, it's a desaturating brown. Yeah, a bit of matte medium, what you call it, a bit of flow aid, and a bit of what you call it. Doesn't say whether it's a warm or cold brown. Is it ready, or is it sort of like a greeny brown? If it's a ready one, then you're going to want burnt umber, and if it's a greeny darker one, you're going to want raw umber. Yeah, as the acrylic ink that you use. And that should do it. Mel, can you do another shout out for Game 4? Certainly. I'm actually on this. I'm trying it out. If you haven't tried it, there's an app, yeah, out there called Game 4. Yeah, and if you're on it, come find me and friend request me. I'm Mel the Terrain Tutor. Well, that's PayPal. Dude! Thanks for making yourself available for us at these Q&As and for all your videos. Excited about the book and for making more videos, but thanks in general for what you do. Jeremy S. $50. Thank you, mate. I wasn't expecting any... I've sort of got off the idea of getting PayPals. To be truthful, like, PayPals and Patreon are sort of quieting down after the book. And I can understand that. I mean, it's a bit challenging because I don't actually get the money for the bulk of the book until actually like it fulfills. So money's still actually as tight as ever. It's just what you call it. It's just, you know, it's sort of calmed off, and I haven't been pushing it because it just hasn't felt right. But dude, thank you. Right. That bothered me. Okay. Right. What am I doing? Game 4. Thank you, Jeremy. Right. Right. Game 4. Yeah, this is the app. Yeah. And basically, it's like a Facebook for wargaming. Yeah, let's see if I can find my profile. Yeah, so I'm just setting it up, but it's for finding clubs and events and stuff locally. It's one of those things that it's taken a little while to build up, especially outside the US, where, you know, it's not being as pushed as heavily. So I'm trying to push it to get like UK people on it, but that's me on there. Yeah. Are you going to focus? There you are. That's me. Come find me on there and send me a friend request. The app is called Game 4. Jeremy Seahorn, thank you. Thank you, buddy. The corrosion is more like raw umber. You also want a bit of a fine powder. Oh, has it got a texture to it? Right. Throw a little bit of filler in with it. But you'll have to put a drop of dark ink, black ink in there. Yeah, just putting a little bit of filler will give it will give it a texture. So yeah, check out Game 4, by the way. Right. I believe this is the last question of the show. Yeah, Miniature Adventures. Have you thought about branching or dipping into 3D printed terrain? I have. Yeah, but it's not going to happen until late in the year because, one, I haven't got the money for a 3D printer, and two, I haven't got the time to learn 3D printing or to troubleshoot it, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So I'm going to have to sit back on that one and just wait until the pressure's off book-wise, and I've got a bit more time to focus on other things. Yeah, because there's a learning curve with 3D printing, because I don't just want to get it to to just get these STL files and just click print. I want to design stuff as well. Yeah, now I don't know how to do 3D design, so Corbin's teaching me. Yeah, next year, because he knows it. He's done it at school. Yeah, so right, Tam's saying, okay, white dial Y XPS boards are 3, 6, and 9 thicknesses. Oh yes, we're having that. There you are. Nottingham's jumped in. Typhus corrosion, as Mel said, but add a drop of black ink and fine Avery sand. Drop of PVA if making it for buildings. I wouldn't recommend putting sand in, personally. Sand isn't soluble. Filler actually is. Yeah, and then it sets when it dries. I just think that would probably go down better. The thing is, if you put sand or any inert grit in to give it the texture, the problem is, even if you shake it, the moment you stop shaking it, all of that is going to fall straight to the bottom. Which means to get any of that on your brush, you're going to have to dip into the bottom. And when you dip into the bottom, you're going to pick up more than you need. You know, the sludge. Yeah, and so I actually think filler would probably be a better option, because while it's wet, it will dissolve and just stay in the actual liquid. You know what I mean? And then as it dries, it will create that texture. But caveats on this, I have only just jumped into this, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I think I think I'll have to pick some of these GW Technical paints up and have a play with them. Yeah, and we'll do some recipes, some proper recipes for you. I'm starting to hang out more at my local GW, the Games Workshop in Stoke. Starting to learn Kill Team. So, and sand from sandblasting. Sandblasting sand is very fine and it's good. Issue still that it will sit at the bottom, you know, it's inert, it's not soluble. GW's Typhus uses a fine sand. Really? They've got fine sand in there? Alright, I'm not going to... I think I need... To be truthful, I think I'm going to actually have to have a play with these. I'd assume GW had put something soluble in there. But clearly not. But yeah, like I say, I'm getting into Kill Team a bit. So I am going to be... I am going to be at the GW more often. So I'll pick some up and we'll have a play once the book is done. That's the caveat of my life at the moment, once the book is done. To be truthful, I'm not that worried. We're only about 7 weeks to finishing it. Yeah, so the end is slowly coming into sight. Sanders saying, oh, you're going to do a show with Uncle Adam from Tabletop Minions. I've got no plans on doing a show with him. But, I mean, we did hang out when I was at AdeptCon, and, you know, he's a great guy. So, who knows? Maybe when I catch him next AdeptCon, I'll raise it and we'll see if we can do a joint live show or something. But he's a good guy, and if you don't watch Uncle Tabletop Minions, I highly recommend it. Fun system to play, Mel. Yeah. I got what is it, Shadow Wars Armageddon ages ago, but that was before they brought Kill Team out. And so I need to get Kill Team and the rules and all that sort of stuff, and budget constraints, you know what I mean? Let me guess, you play Imperial Guard in Kill Team. Oh hell yeah! I've already got my models converted up. I've got me Marbo. I've got me Sergeant Harker that I converted. I've got my Imperial Guard Stormtrooper Captain. I've got some snipers as well that I converted up. So yeah, I am a Guard player through and through. I love the Imperial Guard. Yeah. Also, I'm reading The Voices of Mars, Forges of Mars, or the Mars book by Graham McNeil, is it? And that's really good. Yeah. So maybe some Adeptus Mechanicus terrain in the near future. Right, Big Red Tail's just asking quickly, where's the Terrainiacs group? The Terrainiacs group is on Facebook, mate. Links are down in the description. Right, guys, I think I've nailed all my questions and I'm just getting filler questions. We've done the hour minimum. Yeah, so I think we've had a good show. I think we're just going to be stretching it after this. And to be truthful, I've got a busy week ahead. Now, just remember, there is another rock painting video, and it is the best so far in my opinion. Okay, so that's coming out on Tuesday. If you're a patron, it's on Patreon already waiting for you. So if you want a sneaky look early, you can go have a look on Patreon. Yeah, Thursday's going to be a longer stream than usual. Yeah, because we're filming the tutorial, and we're doing a full-on, acrylic corking mat. Yeah, live on the stream. So Link to Facebook is not on Twitch. Oh, bugger. Google Facebook, yeah, and just type in the Terrain Tutor, and then you'll see a group that comes up called the Terrain Tutors Terrainiacs. That's the group that you want, mate. Yeah, but as I said, yeah, Thursday we're doing a jungle battle map. Yeah, from start almost to finish. I've got to wait for it to dry before I can finish off the roads and that sort of stuff with the dry brushing. But the vast majority of the build we're doing live on the stream, so it should be a bit of a giggle. Yeah, it's been a while, but it gives us something to do on Thursday. So make sure Thursday, 7:30 UK time. Yeah, make sure you come across the live stream. And yeah, it'll start at normal time, 7:30 UK time, and we will get stuck into that. Right, I'm going to call it now, because as I've decided that we're reaching the end of the show, my bladder's gone, oh, it's the end of the show. Yeah, so I am clenching. On that, I will leave you with this pretty note. Thank you as always, yeah. Big shout out to Jeremy. Thank you, buddy. And guys, hope you enjoyed the video on Tuesday. Yeah, more rock videos coming through the weeks, yeah. I will be back on Thursday. And also, make sure, if you're in the Nottingham area on Saturday, you come and check out the Warlord Open Day and come say hi. In the meantime, have a great one, guys. All the best, yeah. Ta-ra. Cracking show. See you later, guys.